Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to do my full review on the Benchmade Mini Freek. So this is a cool ass knife. This was loaned into the channel by my buddy Joe, local guy. Awesome dude, and I much appreciate it. Hey, if you're not subscribed to the channel and you're interested, you've been watching the videos, hey, hit that subscribe button. I wouldn't mind trying to do that more often. See if it helps at all. Hit the like button if you like the video. If you don't, join the thumbs down gang. Yeah, that's it. Hit up Patreon if you're interested. Links down below for all the affiliate stuff. All the good jam. You know how it is. But yeah, the Mini Freek from Benchmade, guys. Interesting knife. I have not handled a Benchmade in a long time till this one. I sold my last bug out couple months ago. That was the only Benchmade I had for a while. Of course, I've had a lot of Benchmades. I mean, I've had the 940. I've had the I had the bug out. I had the not the Nakamura, the other one with the Cocobolo and the little things in. Oh, that was nice, but it was really small. It was too small for me, and it was expensive. I can't remember the name of that knife. Wish I could. I've had the Bailout in M4, which is awesome. I've had an Anthem, probably the best knife they make. I've had the Hidden Canyon Hunter. So, I mean, I've had a lot of Benchmades and I've handled other ones. So, I will say, this is probably my favorite Benchmade to date that I have handled, carried, whatever. I didn't think it would be because I figured being a mini, it would be a little small for me, but it seems to like just fit my hand and it works. And that means there's not a lot of excess to it, right? Like the full-size Super Freek would be cool, but I'm guessing it's going to be bigger, which would be probably better ergonomically, but it's going to be thicker, it's going to have a longer blade, it's going to be bigger in pocket, it's going to weigh more. All those things are factors, and for me, I don't know. I appreciate a small, nice, thin EDC when I can, right? I guess not thin, but the blade is anyway. And you're repping some pretty sweet materials on this piece. So this guy comes with carbon fiber scales and S90V steel. I don't know if you can see the steel marking there. Catch the light. You got your butterfly logo all up on there. You have red thumb studs. I think I said blue in the first impressions because I'm an idiot. It happens. We are dead nut centered on this guy, so I had to tune this up a little bit for Joe. Got it dead nut centered. Got the action pretty much drop shut. I mean, a little bit of a shake, right? And a wrist. And she goes, there you go. You know how Benchmades are. They're finicky. Little bit of play, but you need that to get that. It's a trade-off. Either that or you're going to be like slip joint closing it like it has a spring, right? It does, but you know what I mean. All right. Let's get into this. Aesthetics. Gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. I love this design. It is so simple. And I think the Mini compacts it and just does it very well. I think it worked out perfectly on this knife. I just think it's absolutely stunning. Ergonomics, well, I guess I should say it does have this satin grind. Is that satin? Yeah. It's that Benchmade satin that almost looks, how to explain it? It almost looks like it's printed. It has like, if you look at it through the light on an angle, it almost has like a grid to it. It's absolutely amazing how Benchmade does that. I love it. But yeah, their satin is really cool. I think I mentioned S90V, so it's going to have a really long-lasting edge. This has Joe's KME edge on it, so that's sweet. Ergos. Sort of mentioned this. Large glove-size hand. Somehow, the way they designed this, even though it's not just like neutral, has this little hump, little finger groove here, another little hump right here, and then it kind of flattens back here. Even though it has that, This knife fits really well in my hand. I kind of like to just climb up right here, and now I can fit my whole hand very comfortably on this knife, and I just hold it like this, kind of like a choil, really. And it just works exceptionally well. I mean, I have plenty of control over this blade right here. I don't feel like I'm going to get cut or anything, and it's comfortable. I don't feel the clip in my palm at all. I did reverse this to lefty, so I mean, if you're going to do it this way, yeah, you feel the clip, but there's no reason why you wouldn't put it in the right configuration, right? If you're right-handed or left-handed. Just feels excellent right here. I love the ergonomics, which I didn't think I would, because of the size, but I do. And then it easily closes with one thumb on the axis lock. So, I barely have to do anything to disengage. I just get my fingers out of the way, drop my thumb, and close it. It's awesome. Cutting. This S90V is done exceptionally well. Joe put a fantastic edge on this, so I can't say how good the factory edge was. I feel like Benchmades are usually hit or miss, and for me, they've been more on the miss side. I always end up trying to strop them when I get them, or get somebody to sharpen them, or whatever, because they just always seem to be kind of not that sharp, It's almost like they put a working finish on it or something. I want to shave arm hair, you know what I mean? Out of the box. So anyway, this is fantastic. I cut some paper, opened some packages. I think I cut a little fruit for my daughter. Nothing crazy. Maybe a sheet of cardboard. I mean, you can see the edge is still absolutely flawless after cleaning it up with alcohol. So it's an excellent, excellent cutter. We all know S90V is great. Benchmade has a pretty good reputation for heat treat, and they nailed it on this S90V, in my opinion. Let's see. Carry, Benchmade, bug out, deep carry clip. It's not recessed in neither of the screws, but they give you enough room in there that it doesn't matter. For example, this knife, the Kubi Royal, which, guys, budget knife of the year, top contender right here. Kubi Royal. Biggest negative with this knife, pocket clip. They didn't recess it. And I will say, it catches. You have to give it an extra shove into your pocket to get that last little bit over. Or you just leave it hanging there. That's kind of what I've been doing. But Benchmade figured that out. Even without recessing the screws, they gave you enough clearance or they did the ramp right or something that it just pops right over into your pocket. Works fantastically. It's super lightweight, guys. This thing cannot weigh more than 3 ounces. I would venture to guess it weighs exactly 3 ounces, give or take. Fantastic to carry, really. Yeah, I love the reversible clip. That's a big plus with Benchmade or Spyderco. Two companies I'm not hugely thrilled with these days, but they do some things that are really cool for lefties, including the axis lock. Let's talk about sounds real quick, and then we'll get into action. I love the sounds on this. Beautiful. Love it. It's a 8 out of 10 on sounds. It has steel liners, so I think that helps a little bit with... Does it? I didn't take this apart yet. Okay, so it has liners halfway down. It has for the axis lock. You know how it goes. And then it's carbon fiber. But because of that steel in there, it just gives it a little bit of an acoustic, right? Now, if you pussy it out, it's not going to do that. But if you bang it, it's great. I love it. I really, really do love it. Action. Just showing you. Lefty, righty, doesn't matter. It's an ambi knife. One thing I love about Benchmade. Reverse flick, fantastic. Thumb flick, fantastic. Something Benchmade does well that I guess I haven't really talked about all that much because I don't review a lot of Benchmades. But compared to, say, I don't know if you guys remember when I reviewed the TRM Shadow, which has the River Lock, which is their version of this, right? They don't use Omega springs. They use some kind of other springs they got. It's a different it's the same mechanism, but it's a different way of doing it. And it seems like what Benchmade does is they have the spring to where at this point it sucks it in, right? You really get a solid kind of, almost seems like a detent sucking it in, right? That's the spring or whatever they're doing. I can't really, I'm not an engineer. I don't know how it works. What that allows you to do is have kind of built up pressure to this point. So like once you get past here, there's not, like, it's just kind of doing nothing, right? There's no spring tension anywhere. But once you get here, snap. And that keeps that pressure against it, sort of like a detent. So when you kind of push through it, it fires out a little bit harder. And I didn't notice that with the TRM Shadow. I noticed that I had to kind of power the whole thing. I didn't have any, damn it, how would you put this? Like, there's no reverse energy or whatever. There's nothing pushing against me to give me pressure to build up. Even if it's not a ton, because it's not really, like, right there, I'm through it. But it's enough that if I just give it a little flick, it has enough built-up energy to shoot out and lock up. That's something about the Axis lock I appreciate. And not every company gets that right when they try to do a version of it, if that makes sense. Okay, enough of that. Anyway, it's great, and I got it tuned to where it drops shut if I do it right. Now, the caveat is, Jesus, Kev. The caveat is, this is one example of it. Benchmade has sort of an issue with QC. I don't know how they are these days. Again, haven't been buying a lot of them. This knife was off center when I got it from Joe. It was pretty loose with blade play, and then I tightened it to get no play, but then it was stiff as a brick, and I couldn't, I had to do this to close it. So I tuned it to where it is now, where it's centered, little bit of play. I mean, and a little bit of play for a Benchmade is like a lot more than I would want on a titanium frame line. You know what I mean? It's an unacceptable level of play on a titanium frame line. Yeah, so like, I can't speak to what you'll get, is what I'm saying. I hope you get something similar to this, or even better, where you don't have play and it kind of drops shut, right? And when I say drop shut, usually it's like you kind of toss it shut. Give it a little flick. But it's been very fun to play with in terms of action. And that kind of leads me to the end of this. 250, I think, ish for this. 270 maybe. Carbon fiber, S90V, American built knife. A lot of people are going to say, oh, it's the butterfly tax cost or whatever. I don't think that price is outrageous for a knife made in America with these materials that does what this does. When it is functioning as a knife, it's an extraordinary EDC. It's a wonderful everyday carry. And you know what? It is fun to fidget with. You can play with the Axis lock all day, no problem. Like, yeah, will you eventually break an Omega spring? Yup. Have I ever done it? Yes. I have broken Omega springs before. And no, it wasn't from using one finger doing this. It was from flipping my bug out like a gazillion times because I'm a fidget nut, right? I just kept doing this. It was a knife I carried daily for a while before I got into really collecting. So I wore those springs out, right? But all you got to do is contact them. They send you the springs, or you send it to them. They'll install the new spring. They'll sharpen the blade for you, even though they kind of suck at sharpening. No offense. No, that was offensive. But whatever. I get the price. I'm fine with it. Part of that price is the warranty. And this is where it's hit or miss with people. I've had every Benchmade I've gotten, every single Benchmade I've bought, I have sent back to No, the Hidden Canyon was a fixed blade, but every other Benchmade I've bought, folder, I have had to send, including my Anthem, my Bailout, my 940. I did not have to send back the I sold it before I got it, had to deal with anything. Not the Nakamura, God, I cannot remember it. You guys know what I'm talking about. Saibu. The Saibu. I didn't have to send that one in. So, sorry. But 940, bailout, bug out. I mean, the list goes on. I've had to send them all in because it was completely jacked in terms of action. It was, a spring broke. Something was just messed up. And I had to send them all in. But guess what? They fixed every problem on the knife, and they sent it back to me sharper than I sent it, right? They did a good job sharpening in those occasions. And the knife was perfect when I got it back. And it didn't cost me a dime. I mean, okay, I had to ship it there. But they shipped it back for free, and it was perfectly in good shape, good to go. And it didn't take a year. Try having a warranty issue with ZT right now or Kershaw. Please, go. I'll wait. See you in 2 fucking years. Or they'll tell you our fucking warranty department shut down. That is bullshit. Benchmade will always take care of their products. That is the best thing about Benchmade. So when people say you're paying for the warranty, I don't care because I love that warranty. That warranty has saved my ass so many times. Granted, because sometimes I got a bad knife from them, but other times it was because I bought it on the secondary and the guy before me, fucked with it so much the axis spring or the Omega spring broke, or he jacked the centering up for all I know, right? So I love their warranty. It's a big plus for me. So anyway, I can recommend this knife to anybody and everybody, lefty, righty, ambi guys, whatever. The Mini Freek is an absolute gem. I apologize for the long video. I'm rambling, ranting, and raving tonight, so deal with it. I love you all. Big thank you to Joe for letting me borrow this. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.